Hello, welcome to your message. I thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining me. If you are keen or interested in booking me for a reading, any and all kinds, as well as a one-on-one session, you'll find my email listed on the screen, okay? Let us begin with your message from God and take a look at what He has in store for you at this time in your life. Okay, we have the High Priest, okay? High Priest, a masculine energy. So the High Priestess is the feminine. It's the intuitive feminine, okay? The High Priestess is the intuitive feminine. The High Priest is the intuitive masculine. But both are intuitive nonetheless. They just embody different types of energies. So with this High Priest, intuitive masculine coming out, okay? I see here that, you're someone that captivates the atmosphere, you captivate the atmosphere. It's like you put it in a chokehold. You put air in a chokehold, So this is to say that the beauty that you embody is unheard of, It is the type of beauty that one upholds if they walked a very unique path. It's the beauty that someone has when they've experienced certain things, And I see that your beauty has been transformed and has been transforming over the last 4 years in specific, okay? So there has been ascended masters who have been well trained in their path of life for beauty, about beauty, and the concept of it and everything to do with it in the spiritual realm and in the 3D spiritual wisdom and, scientifically. It's like you have ascended masters who have brilliant minds here. They're able to dissect things in a way that a normal person, so to speak, cannot dissect it, okay? They're able to do it different always, any day, any time. They embody that just naturally. So this mind of theirs, they've been utilizing upon your life for the last 4 years of your life. So there have been 5 ascended masters working together, working on transforming your beauty, your spiritual beauty, your physical beauty, your emotional beauty, your mental beauty. Okay? Okay. There's a card that flipped over. We have the 10 of Cups. The Chains card, okay, at the bottom of the deck. 10 of Cups, this is Piscean energy, okay, High Priest, So these 5 ascended masters have been working on your beauty for the last, 4 years of your life, and each of them has had a specific role, okay, to play in a way of what role are they playing, for this, and what is the purpose of this. So everyone deserves upgrades, upgrades in their lifestyle, upgrades in their mental health, upgrades in a phone. Upgrades are always necessary in this life that we live in this current world, new order that we live in. And as above, so below, okay? So what this means is there are also spiritual upgrades. There are upgrades that are linked to our spiritual DNA. Things that we cannot tap into if it's not allowed in our ancestry lineage, if it hasn't existed in our ancestry lineage, if it's not been mastered in our ancestry lineage, we can't tap into it, we are restricted. Our ancestry lineage is what takes us there, is what continues our journey, because it opens up certain doors. We're able to tap into certain portals because of our ascended masters, our ancestors. They did it, okay, so that we don't have to try, we just don't, okay? They did all of that. They really laid the foundation. And what they're saying is like they've laid the foundation, and now with this 10 of Cups, they want you to build on it. With this High Priest, because look, they're like, we gave you the land, we gave you, metaphorically, take it how it applies. But they're saying that they gave you all that you needed, okay? They helped you. This could be them helping you break a generational curse, okay? But nonetheless, though, they're saying they helped you, they played their role, okay? It's like when they play the role, their task is complete. And us too, as above, so below, when we're done playing our role, as we didn't choose our names, our bodies, our identity, it's a role. When we're done, we have to ascend, we have to depart. We've played the role in whatever way. So your ancestors are also playing a role in this regard, beloved. They are gifting you with spiritual upgrades at this time. And these spiritual upgrades are to not only gift you spiritually in an upgrade spiritually, but the upgrade is also for your life, your reality, your world, okay? So that you lead a better reality, you lead a better life, you lead a better narrative, you lead a better truth, you lead a better outcome, you lead a better generation, a better child, you lead a better everything. They're equipping you with everything. With this 10 of Cups, it's like it's the full package. They're not leaving anything out. It's like it's like they're giving you all that you need at this time, okay? Especially it's like at this time, beloved, okay? Within the last 4 years, this has been happening, though. They've been doing this. See, it takes time. So for anything, okay, so let me make an example so that you understand how these spiritual upgrades have been instilled in your life, and why it took 4 years. So like a tree, they say, you plant a seed, but you don't water the tree with impatience of its growth. You water and nurture the tree with patience of its growth, with faith in its growth. So they're saying that you don't rush a tree to grow. We can't live without them. Trees, we can't live without them, okay? They are a necessity in this earth. But how they are developed, how they are made, the very things that we need, it took time. So they're showing me the depiction of the roots of the tree in the soil. They're telling me that because we don't see the roots, it doesn't mean that the roots are not there. Just because we don't understand how deep they go doesn't mean they don't go that deep. So these spiritual upgrades with the High Priest and the 10 of Cups, they saying they are going to help you. It's like they are tapping you into a new portal. by doing this, okay? It took 4 years for you to enter this new portal. So for the last 4 years, you've been dealing with distress, trauma, karma, pain, healing, ascension, burden, emotional baggage. For the last 4 years, heavily so, okay? Intensely. It's been intense. It's been like, even if your life has been a very painful one, the last 4 years have been the most painful. And they're saying that as above, so below, okay? What was happening to you in spirit was very painful for them to watch and to not have any. It's like God had told them to wait and not punish, wait and not save, wait and not do anything for a long time in your life. Like your ancestors are saying, they just told us to just not do anything. God just told us to not do anything here. We're told to just sit and wait, relax a little. They were told to relax. They're saying that God was the one that wanted to play a role in your life first. They're saying that God wanted his image to be implemented in your reality first. So before your ancestors found you, they were told to not seek you by God, because God wanted to be the only thing that you had first. So before your ancestors could fully take shape, form into your reality in the fullest way, in the way that they are meant to, in the way that is going to now immediately change your life, they were told to wait. God was still working. God wanted to work on your life first. God wanted to work on you first. So by telling them to wait, they obeyed. They saying that, they sat and waited, but they waiting brought upon a lot of agony. It's like they waiting was obedience to God, but it's not their free will. They wanted to punish with their free will. They wanted to take you out of that mess immediately as soon as you were as soon as you entered it, okay, with their free will. It's like your ancestors were very biased. That's why they couldn't serve, because they were not in the right mind to play the role, because they were, it's a bloodline, man. They just want to, don't touch her, don't touch, So God assigned himself, because he's fair, as much as you are his, but he's fair, He knows how to play the role. He won't be biased, So he was the one with the hand over your life for a long time. He was the one dictating everything. He was the one formulating the narrative. He didn't allow your ancestors to have a say. He didn't want them to have a say for a long time. He wanted them to stay silent. Okay, he wanted them to watch how he did what he did. Watch how he moved. So what is this saying, beloved? God allowed your ancestors to study him so they can teach you about him, so that you can have this relationship with him. They earned it for you. Even when they were not taking any action, they were doing something else, something greater. They were studying God so that you master God and reach that God-like. They saying they were playing the role. They saying it wasn't easy for us to watch you go through this. It wasn't easy for us to just allow these people to do what they were doing. We just were given orders. So what this is saying is, for all your life, it might have felt like things were in shambles. It was just, in every way, it would just crumble. It would, relationships, friendships, mental health, your environment, it was all just filled with so much toxins, poison, and spiritual poison. You know, there was just a lot. It was bad. It was a really, really heavy life path you have walked, beloved. And your ancestors were not present. They want you to know this. They were given orders not to be. They were only allowed to enter your life 5 months ago. Everything that has happened in your whole entire life leading up to 5 months ago was God. It's like all his plan. It was like his master plan. Like, so 5 months ago, God tapped your ancestors into your reality, tapped them back in. Okay, we have the hangman. So when God tapped them back in, it's like he tapped them back in with purpose. He tapped them back in with power like never before, the strength. He tapped them back in with greatness, not seen anywhere, unlike anywhere else. So he did the undoable. He honored your ancestors with new wisdom that he has withheld, because he is who he is, you know. He allowed them to know certain things, and to why. It's like it was not about them. You were linked to them. That's why they had the honor of this from God. The fact that you were linked to them, because, you know, understand your relationship with God here. So because you were linked to them, God had to put them in that position to be the one to play this role. So God unlocked abilities within your ancestors that they hadn't activated in their lifetime. So this was an exception that God made for you here. He wanted you, you know, to carry and embody what he was bringing to earth. He wanted you to be the vessel to it. The vessel to his agenda, the vessel to his plan, the vessel to his work, the vessel to him. It's like, you know, in the Bible, God would speak to the prophet, so the prophet speaks to others. God would utilize the prophet. God trusted the prophet. Knight of Swords. So God's trust in you is what enabled him to bestow and unlock these gifts for your ancestors. This was something that, it's like, you know, when something is like, when God does something that he hasn't done in a long time for anyone, you know, that in the spiritual realm, the ascended masters high up, they know, with this high priest, they know what that signifies. They know what that means. They know what that has been declared to be. They know, man. They know, even if you don't. They do. Knight of Swords. It's like God has had a plan, you know, for your life. He knew what he wanted out of your purpose, out of your journey, because he knew your identity. You didn't choose this. You didn't even choose the form that you are currently in. You know nothing about it. You are just embodying it. But that was his doing upon your life. You know, he wanted this for you. So he's saying that He broke open this portal in the spiritual realm. He allowed your ancestors to do this so that they give you these gifts in this earthly realm, but it had to be activated in the spiritual realm. So I see God going into his little den and seeking out certain weird unfinished projects, the residue things that he hadn't mastered, the secrets. He took and he took and he took. He came out with 3, locked the den, said to your ancestors, okay, these are 3 unfinished gifts, 3 unfinished abilities, 3 unfinished masteries, 3 unfinished energetic and psychic abilities. It's like he gave them keys, 3 keys, to certain portals that no one has entered before. And he said, they're for you. Respect, okay? The wheel of fortune, yes. So God granted you this, God. And it's like when your ancestors placed, it's like God went to your ancestors and said, place your hand out, lay your hand out. And they did, and gave them all, it's like 3 individual keys, So the 5 ascended masters I was telling you that are working on this, on your beauty in all forms, as we have named, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. They were assigned and given 3 individual keys to unlock all of the beauty you need in those aspects. So this is beauty, beloved, that comes with power. See, God had to go inside a den to seek it. Okay, the wheel of fortune. This is to say that, what this beauty is going to bring forth is coming with power. It's like he's not bringing he doesn't just want you to look, come on, beloved, he's not saying I want you to be beautiful and just be beautiful and just, he's saying I want the beauty you uphold to condemn respect when you enter a room. The Knight of Cups, God wants to create a whole new reality within the regard of those aspects that we've named and the beauty within them that is of you. It's like God is giving you options. It's like, do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want this first? It's like, and your ancestors are the ones that are handing you this. They're handing you all of these keys. They asking, so what do you want us to activate first? What do you want to experience first? Do you want to experience this and that first? Where do you want us to take you in your dream state first? Where do you want to travel in astral projection first? Where do you want to go in your mind? There's so much that has been unlocked for you, beloved, and the keys that were given were not just for you. They're not only going to serve you, they're going to serve those around you. Okay? They're going to serve those around you. They're going to change lives. They're going to have influence and impact like never before. These keys that God went in the den to seek and finished, they're going to be completed and perfected in you and your reality. Okay? The key, the blueprint. Okay? The tower. Exactly. It's like, with this tower energy, God is granting you access to an unseen world, unseen wisdom, unseen knowledge, untapped into portals. Okay, 6 of Cups. And God wants you to, with the 6 of Cups, find contentment and rest in the fact that this is never ending. He's going to always resurrect. So what that means is, when it seems as though, okay, now you have been in this chapter for a long time, you feel like you need a shift, you feel like something new, you want something activated, he won't hesitate. He will resurrect it. He'll bring it back to life. He'll activate it. He'll transform it. It's like God is like, your wish is my command. Okay? God's love for you, beloved, is, it's godly. He's willing to do it for you. Okay? We have the Two of Swords. So, with God allowing you this access, he has removed people in your life who he knew would have tried to abuse you because of what you would tap into. It's like he's going to share visions with you sometime this week, of several people in your life who set their intentions out when they spoke it, when they were gossiping, they were speaking it, they were declaring their intentions about you to God, but they were just gossiping in their little mind, right? So those people, you're going to be shown visions of them and what they said about you. I'm hearing someone say, hey man, she's too sweet. She got to learn that this is the world, man. You can't be so naive. Someone you were nice to saying that. That's an example. You see, taking advantage. Oh, he's overly giving. Let's take it all for, take him all for what he got. Oh, she's willing to go to this extent. Let me drain her further. Conversations like that, you're gonna hear them, beloved, and majority of you won't be shocked. You already know. But there are some of you, I know I have a few very, very introverted souls, people that live in forests, people that walk a different, and I know that you don't seek to know these things. You don't want to even see it or hear it, but you need to, so you see their true colors. And once you experience those visions, they'll pass. It'll never happen again. You'll live in truth just by allowing that vision to pass, because you are now knowing the truth of everyone. You know the truth now, so you're living in it. You're no longer being misled by maybe a narrative, because God is saying the reason He's granting you these visions is to paint you the perfect picture of who's who, and that you never get misled again, or deceived, or lied to, or tricked. He's saying no more that. I'm going to give you the truth, so that whenever in your life you might encounter these people for whatever reason, you know who's who, you know everything. I just want you to know, God is saying, He just wants you to know. He's just sharing with you, okay? He loves you like that, okay? I'm being called to end your message here, beloved. This was your message from God. Thank you so much for your time. I offer any and all kinds of readings, okay? Prophetic, intuitive messages, ancestral messages, spiritual path readings, dream interpretation, and lastly, love readings, as well as one-on-one sessions via FaceTime, Zoom call, Skype, as well as video call. If you're interested in any of that or keen in booking me for any of that, my email is on the screen for you. I hope this helped you, beloved. I love you. Until next time. Bye.